Hi. I know I've made a few videos already, but I've never really done the whole formal introduction thing. To everyone online, you know me as the G Kellogg, but my actual name is Grayson Kellogg. All of my previous videos have had a variety of subjects, and pretty much besides the way home videos.
Can I be in your YouTube video?
Sure, man. What's up?
Yo!
What's your name?
Guys.
There's never really been any structure to it, and it's always been all over the place because I've never really known where exactly I stand as a content creator and what actually intrigues me the most. The video that you are currently watching is Chapter 1 to my first ever actual series. I'm calling it my YouTube story, and this is chapter number 1. Before I actually get into why I made this video, I feel like I need to do a little bit of a recap about what's been going on in my life since my last video. It's been half a year since I posted my last video about communication and mental health, and since then, honestly, life has been absolutely fantastic. The last time I made a video, I was still in outdoor ed, and although it was a lot of fun, getting out of Lindsay was honestly a beautiful change, and it was really, really needed. Once back at home in Lady May, we didn't actually stay in Lady May for very much longer. After well over a decade of living there, we had made the decision, Mom had made the decision that we were going to sell Lady May and that she was finally going to move in with her boyfriend Luke after years of dating. Made total sense, and honestly, as bitter as it was to say goodbye to Lady May, I really, really, really do love our new home in Fifewood. Transition from one house to the other went really smooth, which was honestly a really good thing because at that time of year, I didn't really want to focus or stress too much on the actual moving because there was something a little bit more important to me at the time. After 7.5 months of schooling and working over in Ghana, Africa, Sam was finally home and back in Canada. When she was back, I took about like a week to 2 week period to really be able to catch up with her because it had been so long since we had seen each other. Seeing I was done at school and then I was finally back home, I knew it was time to really start to get to work. Although I was very confident with my resume, at this point I was just freshly out of school and I was trying to get my confidence back, desperately trying to find a good job. I hadn't really had a lot of luck at the time, but then Caleb actually reached out to me and let me know about an opportunity I could not pass up. Within 24 hours of hearing about this job opportunity, I took advantage of it and got in contact with the employer, and within the next day after that, I had the job. I was working practically full-time building pools for probably about 18 an hour. It was probably one of the best jobs I've ever had, but unfortunately it didn't last very long due to the season and the fact that I didn't really like the fact that I wasn't still in the outdoor industry. I wanted to stick to my craft and my field as much as possible. Even though making money was my most important goal at the time, it wasn't really where I wanted to be as far as a career. After having this realization, I started to do a lot of looking into careers and jobs that I would be able to have in my actual field. Of course, after a lot of stress and a lot of late nights, I couldn't really find anything until eventually Sam let me know about a Facebook post that my friend from college, Shannon, had just posted. It was talking about a job opportunity that I just can't pass up. The job that Shannon had posted about was a guide position at the Treetop Adventure and Eco Park. I knew that if I had gotten this job, it would be a job that took me outside every single day, got me to actually show that I have many skills in this field, but it was also a job that would still be able to help add towards my bank account, which at the time was part of my biggest goal, along with also building up my resume. I met up with a felon. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my God. 2 felons. You really accomplished? Yes, you are. Although the park was open all year round and it was a really, really cool job, I knew that come winter things were going to really slow down and I needed to find another job. Once I realized that I needed to find more work, I went to Indeed and started to go on a search. This is really important because honestly at this point, cash was really, really crucial. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I just went on a really amazing trip. I only have about an hour left to hang out with these two. Mom and I are going to a Leafs game tonight, and unfortunately they don't allow big cameras like this in there. So I'll continue this conversation when I'm back in Whitby. So as I was saying when I was still back in the city, the reason why work was so crucial for me was because Sam, Grandma, Brianna, Tobin, Mom, and I all went on this really epic West Coast trip. It started off with just Sam and I going and exploring BC. That was probably one of the greatest experiences of my entire life. And then from BC we flew up to Alaska, and then we met up with the rest of them, and then spent the next 2 weeks exploring the beauty and the wilderness. My God, Alaska was without a doubt the most wild place I have ever seen in my entire life. Are you mountain goat? I'm mountain goat. I'm mountain goat. It was a trip of a lifetime, and that was such an amazing experience. I have so much footage coming your way, and I'm going to make a huge new series about it. It's probably going to be one of the biggest projects that I've ever done in my entire life. But enough about what has been going on, and enough about me and enough about everything like that. Just let's go back to the main reason why you clicked on this video, and that's why I'm actually making this project. So this is kind of a shitty story. So I've been making content for a while. I've never really put a lot of focus on my YouTube. I've always been more focused on Instagram. And the truth is that I was under the impression that as a YouTuber you could just monetize whenever you want, and I didn't realize that there was actually like a certain status that you needed to be at. For all of you people that don't really mess around with YouTube all that often, you can kind of like compare it to like a grade or like a test. So you need 1,000 subscribers at the minimum, and you need 40,000 hours of viewing time on your channel. To sum it up for you, based off my account and what my viewings and what my follower count has been like for the past year, if it was a test and it was a grade, I only have 51 out of 1,000, and I only have 42 out of 40,000 hours required of viewing time. That's like getting, if there were 2 parts to a test, that's like getting a 5% and then getting like a 1.2 or something like that. It really upset me, and at first it made me really sad, and I kind of went into a bit of a point where I was getting at a bit of a bummer, and then it made me realize that I've been thinking so much about needing to revamp this, needing to continue my content creating, needed to actually really beef things up. And then when I saw that, when it first upset me, it then kind of lit a fire under my ass, but because I'm trying not to swear as much in my YouTube videos, because truth is that if you want to be monetized and you want to actually get to the point where you make it here, you have to try to keep it within the rules of YouTube's confined box of what a video should be, and inappropriate content like swearing and other things like that, like alcohol, drug use, or partying, just, you know, anything that I've kind of gravitated towards when I was younger. I can't really make content like that anymore, so to focus on the thing that I've always been the most passionate about, I'm going to focus on traveling, the actual art of photography and film, and also just kind of focusing on my life a bit and documenting like what my story is and what my deal is and all of that. This is probably the most formal I've ever talked to a camera in my life, and it's kind of weird, but also kind of cool. I like it. To really not just like blabber on and actually talk about a goal. In my honest opinion, having a career as a content creator in film and photography and in social marketing and all of this stuff isn't as unrealistic as what it used to be. Platforms nowadays, like everything from Google to Twitter to YouTube to Instagram to, my God, there's so many more. There's a lot of support, is the point I'm trying to make. Like a stupendous amount of support. And if you, as a content creator, are driven enough, you care enough about your craft, and you actually take yourself seriously and you really put yourself out there, there is a chance that you could have the greatest life and the greatest career of your entire life. It's just like,
it's a very new field to be looked at this professionally, and you need to really work in order to actually make it into this field. And the more that I've looked into it, the more that I've realized that not only do I need to take more photos, not only do I need to film more, not only do I need to edit more, but I also need to learn more about editing. And in my opinion, there's a lot of different ways to do that, and I've been looking at stuff online on my laptop, and there's a lot of interesting classes and content for me to use online. But the truth is that I genuinely think that I need to go to school. I don't know where I'm going to school. I don't know what it is that I'm going to take exactly, but the main goal is that I'm eventually going to study film and photography, but mostly just focusing on film editing, and from there having a side in journalism and storytelling, because I really want to take these videos and take them to like the next level. I want them to be so professional it's not even funny. I want to eventually get to the point where I make documentaries and actual films and not just YouTube videos. So right now, as a content creator and as a young guy just trying to make some cash and figure out what's going on, my goal is, money wise, is I'm saving up for school, and I'm saving up for more gear, and I'm saving up for more software, and I'm saving up for all of the other stuff that I'm going to need in order to follow my dream. And then on the side, to actually keep my creative side of my brain working, I'm going to focus on this, on YouTube. I want to try to be monetized by the end of the next year. If I'm not, then I'm going to work even harder, and I'm going to figure it out. But I really just want to start being not taken seriously, because everyone that I talk to does take me seriously, in my opinion, and I do appreciate the respect for that. But like, I think I need to take myself more seriously. I think I need to put my money where my mouth is, and like understand that I can't just say that I make YouTube videos and other content and really only just use my Instagram. So this video right here is me agreeing to myself. I'm trying to think about how to actually word this. This is me agreeing that I'm not going to stop working. I'm not done. I'm actually just getting started. And promising to myself and to you, I guess, that I am going to be posting on here a lot more often. I have a lot of videos coming your way. I just need to really get on myself to really work towards it. And I am forcing myself to actually finally do it. So this is me saying that after 6 months, I'm finally actually going to really put effort into this. And using all of that drive and all of that emotion and all of the energy that's going into all of this right now, my first promise to all of you is the beginning of the West Coast Adventures series that I want to put out. I'm going to start with the BC videos, and then I'm going to continue on over to Alaska. And trust me when I tell you, the content that I have coming your way is absolutely astounding. Well, that's all I really had to say for this video. My plan is that I'm going to continue this series. I'm going to try to at least post once, if not twice a month, documenting where I'm at as a content creator, documenting where I'm at in life, and just kind of telling you my story. And I have all these other videos that I've been bragging about and talking about that I only really got into a little bit of detail about, but there's a lot more content coming your way. And I made the point in the last video, and I also want to make the point again. In the entire time that I've been very lazy about this, my subscriber count has never gone down. And I understand that that's not that big of a deal, because truth is that maybe people just don't really use YouTube all that often, and the point of unsubscribing to someone is kind of unuseful to them. But I appreciate that throughout all of this, the supporters that I do have, all 51 of you, have actually stuck around, and I just wanted to say thank you. The videos that are coming out are going towards me and my career and my future, but I hope to eventually get to the point where I actually am making videos for you. And this whole thing, And getting into YouTube and content creating is just one big crazy adventure, and I'm just looking forward to what's to come. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate it. The promise that the content that's coming your way is going to be worth the watching. And I just wanted to say thank you. I used to say something a little bit more inappropriate in my videos before when I would finish this, and I'm trying to figure out the whole like gimmick thing. But just thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.